What up, y'all? This your boy Westside Willie, pilot of the Bebop, coming in. I'm just letting y'all know that we will be departing from Detroit very shortly. So everybody get in their seats, sit down, relax, and if there's any thickums on this flight, you're invited to the cockpit.
Bebop, we got it on lock. Check your wristwatch. Tick-tock, time for lift off. You hear the stars calling. Baby, come and hold me tight. Cause the sky's falling in deep space, writing these jams. All I need is Jordan, don't look back. It's a price on your head, and they'll double that pay. If you alive, not dead. These cats is new to these scenes and new to these walls. And when the shots start firing, they start to look for the door. Baby, don't get too close. I'm a cowboy. Wake up and see that I'm gone, I'm where the stars going. One thing I can say about life is that it's not born. And one thing I can say about us, we'll never stop hunting. I'm with my day ones, double shot, messing with my third eye. Brody wanna tag along, well we need a fourth mic, I plead the fifth. If the feds start catching up in space so long, I'm getting used to us suiting up with my day ones, double shot, messing with my third eye. Brody wanna tag along, well we need a fourth mic, I plead the fifth. If the feds start catching up in space so long, I'm getting used to us suiting up.
Cue the iCarly theme song.
And mic check. Bebop Boys back. Welcome back to the Bebop Boys Podcast, where we talk about movies, comic books, anime, all types of fly shit. What up, N-words?
Said that when I came in the door today.
There were no N-words when you came in the door.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that N-word.
Every day I don't get included, I get more and more upset.
You take an inch to the right every time.
Every time I take an inch to using it myself.
Well, maybe. What? Nick had a mixtape. Did you ever hear about that? Nick had a mixtape with Boudreaux.
Oh,
What was it called?
All
I
of
didn't
his
name
nudes
it.
are on that hard drive.
I didn't name it.
Oh, is it Nads?
For Wes.
No, it's not Nads.
Okay.
Nads was the group.
Yes.
Nads was the group, but I
Nick-
also
okay.
can't say that.
Nick was in a group called Niggas Always Doing Shit.
I thought it was gonna be like Nick and Darian.
It was originally Nick and Darian's show, but then more people got involved.
So then it
So
became
Nads switched
Niggas
to,
Always Doing Shit.
and then we all had nicknames.
What was yours?
Nigga Nasty.
What it was. Again, can't say
He
my
didn't
own
name anything. He just went with it.
His name was Nigga Nasty.
It was.
Nice.
It was. We got a mixtape, and the
It is.
mixtape was called
And he was on that bitch saying nigga like twisted.
I Was.
Like
Yeah.
twisted.
I was 100%. The name of the album was, again, I didn't name it. It was Purple Drink Monkey Love.
Huh.
Oh, put that shit on streaming, bro.
You
You can use my account, bro.
It was me, Fonz, Boudreaux, Wayne. I think there were some other people on it too.
Nice.
All right, let's drop. All right, you guys are hearing it here first. We're about to drop the first single off Purple Monkey Love.
Yeah.
Whatever the
Purple Drink.
Yeah.
Purple Drink Monkey Love.
Yep. Get the name right. I made the album cover for it and everything.
Nigga Nasty. I'm gonna find that bitch, bro. Don't you worry.
You
need
can
to see
find
the
the
cover
album
art.
cover on my Facebook.
I got my boy anyway. Fuck these niggas. I got my boy Tsu here.
What's up? What up?
Sue.
Glad to be here.
He is in.
Yeah.
He is in.
The audience is wild.
I know. I hear him.
I was about to say, if we could get some audience. Isn't that what this is for?
He is an artist, like an actual artist, like not like so like when I say artist, because I'm a musician, I talk about art, like music. When I say artist, but then like he's like an art artist, like drawing
Different
and shit.
forms.
Oh, okay.
That's the good thing about art,
Okay.
because like different forms of it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
all
I used
creative.
to do music too. So
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nigga, get out.
Transition.
I ain't trying to hear that.
There we go.
in a good way. In a good
Whoa. There's all good ways. It's all good ways.
It's all good. It's all good ways.
Right. So
I don't regret my transition.
you're not gonna detransition. You're
No.
Trump safe.
I'm safe.
Marked safe. Marked safe from 2025.
Well, that project has a lot going on.
Well,
I
there's
was
a
about
lot
to say,
going on.
let's
Yeah.
calm down. We don't know who's safe.
You know
Really
what's
don't.
interesting? I think about this a lot. Well, not a lot, but I've thought about it a few times since I met you.
Mm.
When you said, because you draw, like all of your art is on the iPad. Like you draw mostly
Digital art.
digital art.
Yeah.
And that's fascinating to me
Mm.
because you don't draw like you don't you rarely draw like
Traditionally,
Yeah.
like a pencil and paper.
yeah.
Because I hate it.
You can though.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Like I used to.
It's
but
more time consuming, I'm guessing.
Not that. It's weird because people, when I say it, they like, really? But it's like a texture feeling of the pencil touching the paper. I hate it.
Oh, okay.
I
Really?
hate- that's the face
That,
they make.
that
you know,
makes
like,
sense actually to me.
Are you autistic?
Like,
I might be.
you don't have to be autistic to just not like something.
That's a weird thing to not like.
It's like a feeling like, I don't know. It's like it gives me chills. Like I start
Really?
Yeah. Like I started licking my lips
Well,
a lot. It's
like
bad.
on the flip side, like I have friends that they draw on their iPads
Mm.
and they have a screen protector on there to make it feel like paper because
Yeah.
they prefer the paper.
yeah, because I feel like actually now that I think about it, like drawing on that, like you could feel the glass. So I never thought about.
It's
I didn't.
real
it is a
smooth.
I didn't
different-
think
it is
about
a
that
way
until
different
you
feeling.
just said that. So
Yeah.
then I'm like, now I can recall what the sensation of like
Yeah.
feeling a pencil
Yeah, it's way
on
Right,
paper,
yeah.
but like I would imagine it's more like tapping if you're like fucking drawing with a pencil, or like it's like you can feel the
Yeah, it's
gliding.
like you can feel it just glide.
Yeah.
It's more easier to like move your whole, because it's like a whole motion with your arm.
yeah,
Exactly, like a tornado move.
yeah.
Like you out here cooking.
So
It's 12-year-old me back in the bathroom again.
Now, do you use like just a small iPad or do you have like a Wacom big tablet that
I started on the iPad, but now I have like the Wacom, like I think it's like 23 inches.
dope,
Like,
Damn,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
dope as fuck.
My girl likes the inches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How was she? She was with you
Yeah.
when we met. Yeah,
she's
how was
good.
she?
Oh yeah, she's good.
Good.
She's good.
Yeah, she was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw her mingling around. Like, yeah, I like that. You know, networking for me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like,
No, that was dope.
Man.
That was
Yeah.
dope. She did have that kind of energy.
Yeah.
She was like she gave cheerleader kind
yeah,
of energy,
yeah,
which is
that's-
dope.
That's my cheerleader. Yeah.
So
You
me and Sue met. There was a autograph signing.
Mm-hmm.
I think I told you guys in the chat with
The voice
it's
actors?
the
Yeah.
voice actors for Mikasa and Armin,
Yeah.
and he was behind me, right? You were standing behind
Yeah.
me, right?
Weirdly.
Yeah, and then you guys were talking or something, and I think why was it we were waiting for something, weren't
I
we?
think we was all in the back, and it was like, dang, we got fucking VIP tickets
Yeah,
to be in the
yeah,
back.
yeah.
So then they came out and they switched it around.
Yeah.
And put us up there. I think we said like, we was about to say like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
why we
what
in the
is
back
going on?
with
Like,
VIP?
exactly, that's the
and
point of
then you
VIP.
turn-
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you turned around, you're like, yeah, I know, right? And then we just started talking.
Yeah, and then you were holding. I think you were holding your prints,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
I assumed that it was a poster. Like from looking at it, I thought it was just like an Attack on Titan poster.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you were like, "No, I drew this." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like,
It was a process trying to draw that in like 2 days.
yeah, because you waited till the last minute. didn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. I
Procrastinating ass
literally
nigga.
stayed up 24 hours, took like a 3-hour nap, and got back to it Saturday,
Yeah.
like 6 in the morning, just to finish it.
Oh, it
by
was the same day. It was on
yeah,
Saturday.
Yeah. That's why the printout was like flabby. It's not my
How
usual
did you print it?
CVS.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Keep
Nice.
over there.
Yeah.
It's like
that
20
was-
cents to print shit.
That was the only place that was open at the time. Usually I go through like Cat Prints or something like
Yeah.
that.
That's fucking.
Sponsor me real quick, but
that was dope though. I still have mine. I got
really?
mine. I
Oh,
low key
yeah.
it's
'Cause-
fucked up a little bit though, but I'm gonna get a frame for it.
oh, it's cool. It's cool. If you wanted to get a different one, to hit me up. So
Yeah, if bro,
Do you
I
post
low-key-
any of this stuff anywhere?
yeah, yeah. On
Okay.
my Instagram, TikTok, I just hit 1,000 followers on
Nice.
Instagram. I was like,
Nice.
thank
Nice.
God. It's been 4 years. But
Yeah.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So
So let's see some of your stuff, bro. Show the people some of your stuff, man.
See a little.
Do you want to give your at as well?
Yeah.
Just not say, oh yeah, I have
At,
some
okay,
accounts. That's it.
I mean, on Instagram and TikTok, it's all Sue_the artist. So
How you spelling Sue?
TSU.
Okay.
Thank
Just
you.
making
I was
sure.
thinking SU.
Yeah. I
Can
gotta
you
say that.
Wes, can you put a lower third? Okay.
Because I really got
Point at
that
me, so make
name
it.
from an Xbox Live account.
Really?
2012.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shit sticks with you,
It used to
nigga.
be- what was it? Tsunamic Ed, and then over the years, I just kept breaking it down and breaking it down. Then people still
That's
can't
just-
pronounce the name.
I feel like that's pretty easy. Like if you've ever talked to an
they say
Asian.
Tsu. They say Tsu.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I feel it because I hate silent letters, so
Yeah,
I do it on purpose.
It's not even silent.
Tsu.
No, it's
I
not.
would add the T, but like the end of
But
it. I'd be
the T and the P in pterodactyl is.
Oh
silent.
yeah, that's silent.
I don't like it. I say pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
That's a sweet ass pterodactyl.
Why is it?
I don't know. I don't think silent letters are needed, to be honest with you.
Yeah, English language
Silent
is
letters-
actually
English is
very,
stupid
very
as fuck.
complicated.
Yeah.
It's very
Let's
complicated.
add letters, not fucking use them.
It's really complicated.
I'm gonna hold them up for you. You tell me what they are.
Ooh, okay.
That's honestly like that's my first child right here. Like, yeah, it was like, that's when I knew. I was like, oh, I'm improving.
I know. I just needed to see the fine textures.
Like,
Oh, it's there, bro.
this is when like I grew from that print that I gave you. BD was the artist there. He became my mentor.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah. So he's been like developing me. Like I'd be like, can you help me? Like, what am I missing or
Yeah.
something like that? And like this was like the first piece was just like, okay, I have something here to
Yeah.
develop it.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people love it. So that's actually like the last one. Yeah.
Looks like straight out of the anime.
Appreciate that. I try to learn like the animation style.
You got it, Poppy.
I try to learn like the animation style because I do want to like work for animation.
That's what I was like.
Oof.
Yeah.
I noticed like with a lot of your stuff, like it matches the style
Yeah.
pretty
That
accurately.
100% does.
Like
Yeah.
that's the
Thank you.
exact.
That's why I wanted
thing.
to see the strokes up close to see if like, because normal animes, you know, at least with like basic ones that don't take too much.
Nani desu ka?
What?
Nanda?
Ones that take two that are just like Dragon Ball Super, like the lines you could tell
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just they just grabbed black line, did it, and then
Yeah.
filled in with paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But then with these, there's like motion to it, like it's from the manga, but it's
Yeah.
got that coloring grade that you could tell it's like that would be a frame from the anime.
I
like
appreciate that. I appreciate it. And this is the
Oh,
this is the middle
shit.
child that actually people love.
Yeah, holy fuck.
Is
Oh, yep, there you go.
Yuta from JJK.
The
This
boy.
is honestly my favorite because I don't know. I actually drew this at work. Yeah.
Oh, shit,
surprised
the
you
effect on
didn't
the
find
sword is just...
I was on my iPad literally at work just drawing this. I
Is
was
he
like,
your favorite as well?
Yuta from JJK? She's in here. My favorite is in here.
Okay,
But
okay.
he's my second. He's my second. I love Yuta.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's actually about to be sold out too. That's the one.
Oh, you sold it out?
Yeah, that's the last one right there.
Oh,
too.
wow.
Damn, good shit.
Yeah, be careful with that one. Ooh.
This is Yuji
Okay.
and a Demon King right here. You know what I'm saying?
Holy shit. Now that one looks real legit.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, the
Like-
Sukuna looks really fucking good.
Like I try to like capture the essence of when Shibuya was basically a shithole. And like him, what's his name? Maharaga.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, was going at it, and he summoned
Yep.
his shrine, and like I was like, that would be a good back piece for me.
That's actually funny because that exact moment is another example of how I was saying with animation going too fast.
Yeah,
That whole fight with Maharaga and
you
Sukuna,
couldn't capture
it's
it.
fucking great,
Yeah.
but like they were really rushed, so
Yeah.
there's not too much detail. While that one is so much more detailed.
Like, have you seen the actual finished cut of that?
Yeah, it was updated.
Yeah, it was like, what was it 8K, and like it looked that beautiful. I'm like, if they only had like what 2 more weeks to throw that out there, I would have waited for it because it was
I
even
would've
cut
waited.
out scenes.
They should have
too.
took a whole fucking year.
Yeah,
Bro, when that shit was, oh my god, he was on fire about that shit.
Yeah.
He was like, man, it looked unfinished.
yeah.
Like the potential, the motion and the
Yeah.
potential, I guess I want to say, was so phenomenal. Like the
Mhm.
action and the sequences, the choreography was so top tier, but it
Mhm.
just didn't look finished.
Yeah,
Like that was what it would look like if they gave them at least a couple more months.
yeah. Oh, I appreciate that.
Oh, of course.
Hopefully they don't call me Mappa. I don't
Yeah,
want no.
Yeah, you do not want to work from Mappa. You do not want to work from them. Yeah.
Hey, bro.
Virgo, that's my girl right
How much
here.
for that one, bro?
shit.
How much for this one? Bro? Let me grab it. How much you want for that one?
all these are mostly 35.
All right,
really.
all right, sure.
But
Go.
you know, you my people now. You know what
My
I'm saying?
girl-
So this is I just let it go for like 20.
My girl
25.
wouldn't let me have that.
Really?
No, she would,
It's not even out. You know,
I know.
it's not.
but she know why. She know why I want it.
she is the love of my life. But
Yeah, that's
second
shorty
love of my
right
life.
there. Yeah.
Hopefully she don't win. But this is like I think this was like the second one I done after Dobby, and I was just feeling myself at that point. It was just like
I'm
I'm gonna throw
Yeah,
some words
and I
in
was-
here too, because she's one of the most underrated My Hero characters
she's
in the
underrated.
fucking show.
Bro, oh my god.
Losing
Yes.
limbs
And
and
kept
still
going,
shooting
nigga. She
one.
was like,
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, she said,
Bro.
what the fuck do I need that for? I still got spirit.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I'll bite your
I
head
got
off.
heart.
she ain't no fucking
Fool.
joke.
She was.
Look-
That's where she got me, because
Yeah, that's a-
any
yeah.
character was like Lemillion and
Yeah.
her, like
Mhm.
both of them, A1 hero type characters. Dobby,
Yeah.
A1 villain type character.
Yeah.
Low key, we can come back to that because that just gave me a question that I think I can pose to you guys.
Mhm.
So we'll come back to that. Someone
Okay,
remind
okay.
me. All right,
Okay.
go ahead.
Now this,
Damn.
Oh, nice.
I like to say a few words for her.
Nice.
Frida guys.
I love you, but this right here, I really got inspiration from Ozzy. Like that's when I asked you about that Zoro piece, I'm like, is that Ozzy? Because I was like, let me try to like not mimic it, because you really can't mimic his style, but like put it in my own twist, and I think it came out pretty good. I still think I can work on the background a little bit, and because I'm an artist, I'm constantly fixing stuff.
Yep.
So
I get that.
yeah, that's another one of my babies right there. I love it.
Yeah, that one's dope.
Underrated character.
Ooh, shit.
Nah, Nosuke.
Wow.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, Nosuke. Everybody loves it. Nosuke.
Yeah,
Oh,
that bitch
shit.
is hard, bro.
That
Yeah.
was really fucking awesome.
This I'm probably gonna show you guys like the first time I colored it to this. This is like the upgraded, but the other one was all flat. It
Damn,
didn't have
so
the
much
shadows within there.
That's what I'm
muscle.
saying. That,
Yeah.
I'm
So-
repeating myself, but straight from the anime.
That's-
Like, that is
yeah.
straight to shot
Like-
is I can imagine from the
Because the
anime.
thing about Demon Slayer with their line art is very like, it's like inconsistent in a good way.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see it.
like thick here.
yeah, like it's thick right here and
Yeah.
then thin right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thickness on the outsides is what I really, really
Yeah.
like.
Drew me into the show.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because that's kind of like
the thickness drew me into the show.
Thick.
Everybody loves a little
Thickness.
thickness. But the it kind of reminded me of.
You can keep going. I was just gonna
okay.
ask a question.
It kind of reminded me of Attack on Titan when it first came out.
Attack on Titans had thick black lines in the
when it
beginning.
first started. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I love the animation. Really, can't wait for the movies. Honestly, yeah. Woo!
Can you
Nope.
send us over the digitals of that, so just so they can see the detail? Of
Oh yeah,
everything?
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That's you did a that you're a fucking snapper.
Yeah, these are
Is this
really
your
fucking
is
good.
this your favorite like style to draw in? Like anime
anime.
style? Like is that your primary thing? Because I imagine you,
know what?
didn't learn how to draw with doing this.
Yeah, I say mostly.
Yeah.
I've been trying to like escape out of it, not
Like
fully.
try and draw other stuff.
Yeah, try to broaden my horizon, because try to create my own. Because I think
Style,
'cause I think once you do that, you really break out of like the norm of what people you see usually. So that's
Yeah,
why
you don't want to put yourself in a
So
box.
you know,
exactly.
yeah, but you know what would be interesting, because, and I just say this because you said that you were thinking about, or like you want to work for an animation studio.
Mm.
It would be interesting to create a character in a specific studio style. So like if you were to create your own Demon Slayer thing, character, but try to make it as accurate as possible to the style, so it looked like oh, who is that in the show?
Right.
Like you know, like
who
you know what I'm saying?
I don't remember him in the
that's
show.
that could be a challenge. I think.
Yeah,
You know?
I feel like that's where I actually started from. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like my brother was actually a better drawer than me.
Yeah.
When I was like, I say like around 10.
Yeah.
But it's like we would make these little comics of like our own characters, like in Dragon Ball Z, and put them in there and have like a different storyline.
Yeah.
So it was
Bro,
like,
I feel like a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Used to do that. Bro, you know what? I got an idea to run past you after the fact.
Oh,
After the fact.
Yeah.
So where do you go as an artist? And maybe you know this. Where do you go as an artist past drawing? Like how do you go from just drawing to animation?
It's a totally different process.
It like
yeah, it's like
they don't draw everything by hand, do they?
if you're a JJK, no.
Okay.
Well, they're the smart people because of course they're on a time crunch.
Yeah.
But like I don't know if you've seen the videos, like they'll draw the characters and the emotions and stuff like that. But when it comes to like the background, it's probably the hardest thing ever.
Yeah.
They just send somebody out there, take pictures of Shibuya, and they just bring it back and trace it.
Yeah.
Which is smart because it's a real thing. You don't want to get it incorrect.
Yeah.
They also have like key animators for like certain scenes. So like especially with action animes, they'll have one dude that is so good at that kind of style that he'll give him for One Piece and then Jujutsu Kaisen and then Chainsaw Man, and it'll be just for one scenes or specific things. So if there's somebody that's like, you're a master at that, we want you to do this. Yeah. That's why the scene in Jujutsu Kaisen was so inconsistent, was because they would switch between key animators without blending them together. Yeah. So it's just different styles, which again, I couldn't say that necessarily is bad, but it just felt unfinished.
Yeah. Compared to other animes, it still did good.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but it could have been way better, like he said. Yeah.
You know, I get a feeling. I have a hunch that I think that they're gonna start implementing AI into anime or like animation because I think it's in a baby stage right now.
It is growing.
But I've seen some stuff where it's like it's essentially they take a picture and then they make the picture move, but it'll be like a drawing or like it'll be like an AI generated picture, but it'll be like it can be in any style.
Yeah.
And then they can like make that picture move, but the thing where it gets caught up, which I haven't looked that deeply into it. I'm actually interested in it, so I might look deeper into it, but where they get caught up is I don't think they can do it very long. Like they can't. They can only like make it move for like 3 seconds. Yeah, you know, or like 4 seconds or something like that. But if they can do that longer, then that's gonna shake the whole bitch up. Yeah, because like, you know, usually I think for the most part it's like there's clearly a formula. Like it goes like manga, anime, whatever.
Yeah,
or like. So, and I think there is a few examples you told me of them, I think, where there was no manga, it's just an anime. But if they do that, it could empower like people like you. If you didn't want to create a manga, you could just go straight into animation and then just create a story like that. That would be interesting. Were you about to say something? This nigga said he wasn't gonna say nothing.
I didn't know we were gonna get into AI. But Adobe Premiere just implemented a feature where you can take a video clip and say you need it to extend, but the shot ended, so you can't extend it. AI will create up to 2 seconds more of that same video clip, like extending it. I don't even know how it is able to do that, but it does it, and it's pretty crazy.
But that, like, you got to think like that just came out. Like,
that just came out, and they're just allowing you to have it on Adobe. So like, it's probably existed for longer than that.
Yeah.
It's
just working out the kinks and stuff,
bro. It's crazy too, because like I can picture how this is going to work. Like the problem with like AI videos, like when you see like those videos where it's like a person and then they converted their video into AI. The problem is that each frame is not the same, and that's why you can see it. Yeah. Once they get that down, it's gonna be over.
Coca-Cola just put out a commercial completely AI animated.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Did
I
it
mean,
look
you
real?
can tell like it changes a little bit, just like what you're talking about, but like it's an AI company and they're like, check out this video we did for Coca-Cola. Everybody's in, you're a piece of shit. This looks like this
People
terrible.
hate
Fuck
AI,
you,
bro.
They hate.
I'm one
they hate
of
the
them.
fact that this company that doesn't do anything like creative, they just created AI, are taking away jobs from actual animators and production studios and stuff. Like that's shitty. Like just because you can have the ability to do this, you're gonna come in and just take people's jobs, and then like you're probably doing it way cheaper because you don't have to do anything. Which just brings corporations to be like, oh, I'd rather just do this. It's cheaper for us. We don't really care how.
See,
good
but
it
that's
looks.
in that situation that, bro, that's to me, which this is slightly derailing, but we're almost at 30 minutes, so we're gonna bring it back. But like to me, that's like the same moral argument as like people with fucking immigrants. It's not on the company. It's on the fucking corporation that hired them, because you know what you're doing. These people are probably just like they had an idea. They're having fun with this thing, and then they're like whatever. Like so remember, like we did that fucking Chuck the Cat thing, or you did it, and then I I'm recreating it, but like you did that. So say like you put that fucking song out and it just blows up on TikTok. Now it's number one. Like you wouldn't say like, oh, you're taking the number one spot away from Taylor Swift. No, you guys chose this shit. It's the same. I always had that argument with fucking about companies, because there would be like companies or like people would go on strike about immigrants taking their jobs and like that kind of thing. And I'm like, why are you striking about the immigrants and not the company? The company is who hired them. Like if they didn't hire them, these niggas would just be chilling. It's not their fault. So, that's always but that there is a moral dilemma there, because it's like, what do you do? But I think AI, I was thinking about it earlier, to be honest, because like with that example. So I'm only going to mention this here, and I'm never going to say it anywhere else. So Matt was fucking around on Suno and made a song about my cat, and then the song was a fucking banger. So I was like, oh shit. So I was like, I'm about to recreate this song. So I'm like recreating it from scratch. Because like AI shit for the most part is not good enough to like compete with real shit. But so with that song, like to me, AI is like auto-tune. Like it's like it can help you, but it's like if you have to already have something. Like you have to be, to recreate a good AI song, you have to know what you're doing. You can't just like go in and just be like, oh, okay. Like you have to know music theory. You have to know sound design and all kinds of shit. Like you still have to have skills. It just helped you skip steps, I guess. But anything is going to be like that. And I think even when they incorporate that into like movies and animation and stuff, like it's still going to be like that. Like even with Wes's example, like if you shoot a video and now they made it so like, if the videographer fucks up or something like that and cuts it off too soon, they can extend it. Like if the video is shitty, the AI isn't gonna make it better. It's just like amplifying what you did. So you still have to be good, and I think that's where it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna replace people as much as we think. Hopefully not. I don't fucking know. Like I don't know. That would suck.
Only if they like. Literally, like you just said, the company is like, we're not gonna get no animators, just gonna strictly do this. That would.
I think it has to be. I know it's not going to happen, especially not here. Probably not in Japan, because Japan feels a little bit similar to here. But like the way that they operate with their capitalism and shit. But like in a perfect world, I would say that the government would have to step in and regulate that to like prevent companies from just doing that. To prevent companies from like firing their whole fucking staff and replacing them with a fucking Chat GPT bot.
Right.
Cause bro, there's some crap. Bro, I did a call today. Like it was a demo with this guy, and it was like for the pod and for like my music shit. And this guy developed a chat bot that adopts, like you train it on how you talk, and then if people message you or comment or whatever, it will reply as whoever. Like, so if it was Lear, it would talk like Lear. Like if it was me, it would talk like me. And then like it makes sense. Those kind of tools make sense at a certain level. Like if you're growing and you can't do every job.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But I don't know if it makes sense to like fire somebody over to replace this like with this thing. I don't know. There's a lot there. Anyway, are you going to draw DanDaDan?
I will. It's popping right now. So yeah,
Turbo Granny.
Yeah.
How do you
can
feel
you
about
please
DanDaDan?
write? Can you draw Turbo Granny and put a little speech bubble and put the kid's dong is all mine?
Favorite line for some odd reason. It's, we should keep a watch out on this guy. His favorite line.
I don't know why the way she said it was so fucking like as if you didn't hear what you just said.
Right.
And then she took over the whole fucking screen.
Right.
Like she just took over the whole space. It was like the kid, like she did the like fucking Momo didn't even say anything, and she was like, "The kid's dong." So, like she wouldn't have known if she didn't say that.
Right,
Like,
right. She wanted it to be known.
She wanted that to be known. Like, who the hell are you? That was it literally went, "Who the hell are you?" The kid's dong is all mine.
Right.
Like,
it's like I didn't even say
you didn't even say
that.
who you were. Fucking bro. Anyway, I'm sorry. Matt asked, "How do you feel about DanDaDan?"
I actually like DanDaDan. Like it just seems like a more ranchier Mob Psycho.
That's a good way to put it.
He said that. He said it was like Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get heavy Mob Psycho vibes.
Yeah, but I don't get why some people don't like it off the first episode. It's like at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure the same people watch Family Guy,
Yeah.
Big Mouth,
Fuck yeah, Rick and Morty.
So it's like the part she's saying, I'm like, if an alien came down here, you think he's not going to probe you?
Yeah.
We don't know. They just made it up where the probing is.
Yeah.
But so I'm like,
They explained why.
yeah,
They need a female reproductive organs.
Yeah,
They literally said it right then and there, like, yo, we just need females.
They had
so
re-
happened
Like, you're
that
just in the wrong place, wrong time.
yeah, exactly.
That's it.
So it
You
was
think aliens got an age restriction?
right. They don't know your age. It's like
Right.
so.
Not saying that they aliens.
We should watch out for this
Alien.
guy.
Yeah, aliens get
should
an age
watch out for this
restriction
guy.
on who you probe, guys.
Right,
Please,
right,
all right.
right.
Make sure they're of age.
That's weird, guys. Come on, aliens.
Yeah, I would say like for me, it was wild. Like watching that for the first time, I was literally like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Mhm.
Like it reminded me of. It felt a little like Mob Psycho. It felt more to me like Fooly Cooley,
Yeah, I like that.
and
the mixture.
yeah, it had
Yes.
Did I say that when I was talking about it?
no. I said that.
I was about to
You
say
said
that.
Mob Psycho.
I said Mob Psycho. I used two animes as a
There was
comparison.
another one,
I
but
forget
it
what the
wasn't.
other one was.
it
For
wasn't
me, it
Fooly
was
Cooley.
Chainsaw Man, but Chainsaw
Chainsaw
Man
Man is-
is actually like directly inspired by Fooly Cooley in terms of like the way the characters act and the goofiness.
Mm-hmm.
So you saying Fooly Cooley, that is a really
Yeah,
good
it
one.
makes
What was
sense.
the other
Wow,
one?
I
actually
I don't remember.
There was
Yeah.
Mob Psycho.
See that.
There
I
was
said
another,
Mob
it was
Psycho,
another, like,
and I said something more serious. I think I could
it was
have.
another like I thought it was another.
KKK?
I could have swore.
Paranormal.
No, I could have swore I said Fooly Cooley.
Or was it Yu Yu Hakusho?
No, I don't know. I know Mob Psycho for sure.
It was definitely Mob Psycho was part of it, but either way, like I was like the first episode, like it irked me a little bit, but it did something weird to me where it's like
Here we go.
Gobbled that dong.
the kid's dong. It's all mine.
Just- you
I'm
just
gonna
have
say
to
that
stop
at
saying
least
it, though.
100 times throughout the episode.
But you have to not though. So that's just
Yeah,
so
It's all mine.
if anybody could, I know he controls the audio. If we could somehow get a bleep in there, perfect.
What's that guy's
Every
name
time
from,
he says it, just pop up a different predator each time.
what's that guy's name from Pay It Forward?
What is that?
Kevin Spacey.
Oh.
Oh, that's what you picked? What? For Kevin Spacey?
No
you didn't
Kevin
pick
Spacey.
7. You didn't pick Horrible Bosses.
Didn't think about that.
House of Cards.
Horrible Bosses. Probably the most.
Yeah,
he was probably the
boss.
most forgettable character in Horrible Bosses for me.
Not in 7.
Jennifer Aniston,
Yeah, not.
Tom Cruise.
Where's this
Aniston
going?
was a
Tom
good boss.
Cruise?
Where is this going? Like,
Tom
what's the
Cruise
point
was
of-
not in Horrible Bosses.
Right?
Who am I thinking of? Oh, Colin Farrell.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was about to say.
Same guy.
I love the thing is, I forget Colin Farrell's even.
Yeah.
Is he in the second one?
Yes. After his boss dies.
Yeah. That's the first one. Yeah, he's the
It was
karate cokehead.
It was because
What was your
Colin
point? What
Farrell's
was your
character
point?
was the same to me as Tom Cruise in Tropic
Yes,
Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
Um,
A1 characters.
Mm-hmm.
that so it but anyway, it threw me off a little bit, but then it like hooked me like a song where like it like that instantly kind of became like a comfort show for me, which was weird. But I think it was because of like what we talked about on the call, which was it blends different themes very well, or like different levels of intensity very well. Like so it goes it's funny, it talks about like raunchy shit or like sexual shit kind of, and then it gets serious, but it's like you can sense that there's like a undertone of like love and like fucking friendship, and like there's so much shit
It's
going
so much
on
into it.
but they intertwine it so fucking well.
Yeah.
I love
For
it.
me, what made like kind of going off of like how serious it takes itself, that's what I love about it, is that it doesn't take itself seriously, like in any aspect. It blends any kind of mood and vibes, but when it does go into either emotional vibe or a really like wholesome vibe, almost every single time there's a beat hit that changes the vibe.
Yeah.
Like an example would be like, so Ken, he is portrayed as a very basic, shy to himself, kind of basic otaku. And he even says that to her, like, oh, like I just wanted a friend, so that's why I came to you. And then she was like, no, like you don't have any friends because you just push people away because you're so close-minded. And you know, at the end of the day, like a normal scene would be like, he'd be thinking of himself, but he just goes, bitch. It's like, bro, like that's immediately like, all right.
Bro, I love that fucking scene so much because he's like, she's like,
Says some real
Yeah,
shit.
she says some real shit,
Some
and then
real
she's
shit.
like, say something.
Yeah, being all sweet and whatnot.
And he's like, bitch. And she's like,
that's
what
what
did
I
you
love.
say to me? And it, bro, it like instant fucking turn. I love how they do that. It's like, it's very refreshing how they do that. And especially because, you know, in a way, it sounds weird, but in a way, it feels like, especially like a scene like that, it feels the most real.
What, right.
Yeah.
Like it
That's
feels
what I
the
love.
most like
You get back in the ground
Yeah.
where you think he's going to go into basic anime tropes, and that's what they want you to think.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like he does have some ego. He has some self-respect
Yeah.
enough to be
Yeah.
like, what the fuck you talking to me like that? Like, wait a
Yeah.
minute. No. I'm a good guy or some shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Whether
yeah.
she's saying some real shit or not, a basic anime character's going to be like, oh, you're
Yeah, bro.
right. Ooh,
And then
thank you.
her reaction, like she's like, bitch. She's like, what? You like,
Yeah, she's like,
flew
wait,
right off
wait
the
a
fucking
minute.
handle.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
telling you
Like,
some real shit.
Bro, and even that part, even that part in the intro in the first episode where like she started flaming this nigga. Which, even that whole scene, bro. Actually, now that I think
About
about
the
it,
aliens?
yes, bro. The
Yeah.
whole scene, like,
Yeah, that was great.
bro. I low key like the fucking English version. This is
I've been watching the dub.
Only DanDaDan and fucking Attack on Titan are like that for me. But like, I think Demon Slayer a little bit, but like, I like the dubs more than the subs because the way that they say it is like
The feeling.
like like it's more. It adds to that element. It makes it more like relatable or like real
100%.
because like in the Japanese version where he says bitch, in the Japanese version it says like you're rude, and then she like gets mad, but like bitch fits the scene
Yeah,
more.
it's way more-
But like even that part where like in the first episode where he was like, I think I know what you're into. Like there's only one reason you would talk to me.
Right,
That's
right.
the reason you talk to me.
Right.
Like he didn't know what the fuck to
Yeah.
say. And then that little, when she like, even when she went off on him, it was like fitting because it was like, yes, she just came from a stressful event. She helped you out of it was like a random thing that she noticed, and then she walked away, and then you came back up to her, bothering her, and she's like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
Like, but he didn't want to. So it's like, that was a real like interaction.
And then it happened again when she was like, she saw him like feeling down after she was like cutting it to him.
Yes,
and then she tried to relate to him with the
he was like,
shit.
there's no such thing.
He was like, right, start laughing.
Yeah, that is another part. Yeah, I agree.
Part,
that
bro,
was,
they do a fucking phenomenal
they're
job.
very
Bro.
relatable.
I'd be forgetting that all that happened.
Bro, it's yeah.
Because the character development is crazy.
Yeah,
it's growing every episode.
Bro, it is developing fast. And but like, okay, so speaking of every episode 7.
I was gonna say because they did a very good job at being polar opposites between episode 1 and episode 7.
Yeah,
like absolute. But also, real quick on that, like, it's weird, but it's also like, as I'm watching and reading this, like, it's not that weird about like, and this is gonna sound terrible, but like the sexual acts. Well,
I knew you were gonna say
no,
it.
but listen,
There's
because it's the sexual acts. Because I'm like, I remember when I was in high school, bro, I was fucking.
Yeah,
right.
Like, you act like that's only when you hit 18. Like, I was in high school,
right.
fucking. So it's like, but we see it. We're older now, and we feel like we're getting encouraged by this. But it's like, no, that's just real life.
Yeah.
Like, that's a real situation.
Yeah.
Where my man's is like, damn, this is gross. And then, like,
Movie's
even in the
super
beginning,
bad.
Yeah.
when the dude was like, you're not putting out, and she's like, I'm not putting out for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
it's a real situation.
Right,
Like,
right.
guys really dump girls because they don't put out.
I did that.
Especially in high
shit.
school.
Damn.
Especially in high school.
You was him.
I'm
You was
Ken
first episode
Takakura.
guy.
You're not Ken Takakura.
I'm an awkward guy.
You're
an awkward guy.
You're not him.
I'm
You're the guy in the beginning who dumped Momo.
that
that's
dated because
Yeah.
he looked like Takakura.
Yeah. But so like after like reading it, because they dive deeper into what it's like to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
I think this is actually, it's very well done. Because the one thing that I hate about a lot of animes is where like clearly they want characters to be together.
Yeah.
They like, it's at the end.
Yeah.
Like, and there's like no real hints. It's just like it's implied.
Yeah.
Like there's no like they hold hands, like this, that, like Orihime and Ichigo. Like there's no real hint that
hate
Ichigo
that.
likes
Yeah,
Orihime.
I
and
hate
there's
that.
kind of a hint that Orihime
Right.
likes Ichigo.
Right.
But either way,
That
at
shit
the end
pissed
they
me
end
off.
up together.
That shit pissed
That
me
actually
off.
pissed
And
me off
then-
about. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that shit
that
pissed
pissed
me
me off about Attack on Titan. That was actually the only thing that irked me about Attack on Titan,
Bro.
because Eren, it was like
Yeah.
it even went the other way. Like Eren was such a dick to Mikasa, and like Mikasa, like I could understand, like, you know, they grew up together, so like maybe it was like he's just been dealing with this his entire life and like whatever. But he was like such a dick to her, even when she was just caring.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I was thinking about
Yeah.
this shit the other day. She told this nigga in the first, like within that I think it's episode 3 or 4 or whatever, like when the first time that they were cadets and they had to go respond to some shit,
Yeah.
she told him, "Don't die."
Mm.
And he's like, "I don't plan on it." This nigga got eaten 5 minutes later.
As he
5
should.
minutes later.
I was like, oh, I guess he ain't the main character.
Bro, this nigga got, bro, literally 5 minutes later, this nigga had his arm missing.
Right.
And he didn't know that he wasn't gonna die.
Mhm.
So it was like, it was just, that was the only thing that irked me about it. But, and even like the correction at the end where he was like, he finally admitted, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to die, bro. Like, I want her with nobody else.
Right.
Like, nigga, you should have said something. But like, it was the opposite. Like, even it went the kind of the other way where it was like he leaned so far into them not being together that it made it like a tragedy. Like, it was like a Shakespearean kind of ending.
Yeah, like
Lame.
Romeo and Juliet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, my bad. Go ahead.
Lame. Learn how to tell a love story.
Not a love story.
But I don't learn. But they and then like from what I've read, well, I'm all caught up. But they do very well at capturing what it's like to be into somebody in that age. at that age.
Where
it's like,
especially as a
you
nerd.
don't want them because you don't want them to
That's a good
read
point.
it the wrong way. Because like you guys are on episode 7, right? And these two don't know that they like each other yet. You know, they just know that they want to be friends, but they also are two people who've never really had friends.
Yeah.
So they're also learning how to do that, and in the process fall in love. But then also are confused by that because they've never had that before.
Real love.
So it's like they're both questioning it throughout the entire thing and then coming to terms with it, but then also questioning, do they feel the same way or are they still on that, oh, it's just a friend type deal?
Yeah.
And it's masterfully done. While you have other characters like old girl in episode 7 with the pink hair.
Yeah.
I always forget her stupid ass name. Was it Arya?
I can't remember.
No, my
Was it?
I don't remember her name. It's something like that. But she every 2 seconds is admitting her love to Ken.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like 24/7 always like, you know, you're the one for me. We're going to end up together because she realized she was a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And
From day
he
one.
was the real one.
yeah.
And so, and you got other characters that end up like coming in and are, you know, comic relief characters, shit like that. But the way that they are writing the love story between the two of them has been extremely well done. And I don't think any other anime has really, I mean, I'm sure there are like the slice of life ones that really nail it, but this isn't what that is.
Yeah.
Like you're juggling sci-fi, you're juggling paranormal, you're juggling comedy, action, and slice of life all in this one anime. And they're doing it all very well.
Yeah,
because
that's a
the
good
reason
point.
why episode 7 was so good in further episodes that are coming out that are going to be so good. Ira, that's what it was. I knew it was with an A.
Yeah.
But the reason why this like episode 7 and further on, and even Turbo Granny, the reason they're so good is because what makes an evil spirit evil is the deeds that went on during real life, during its time on Earth, and its regret and its anger that was built up after it died.
Yeah.
So like we see with Turbo Granny, she was a spirit that guided women through the tunnel who were assaulted. That's tragic. But they were able to take that tragic and make it a little bit more lighthearted so that it was easier for you to swallow. Episode 7, old girl sold herself out to get her daughter a nice dress and have her daughter a nice life.
Man.
And then loan sharks came through.
Were those loan sharks?
I'm assuming they're loan sharks because the whole scene, like even in the manga, because I was worried at first because in the manga there's no words.
Yeah.
It's just panel after panel after panel.
Yeah.
And in the anime it's just scene after scene after scene. So you're putting it together yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna assume they were loan sharks of sorts.
I thought it was like I assumed it was like the triad or like some kind of a
and
mob.
she couldn't pay her debt back, so they took her daughter.
Maybe I missed it because like there was a lot going on with that, and I watched it through, but I was doing something, so I was like, I got to pay attention to this, and then I even started it back, and I felt like I still wasn't following it. So maybe that I missed that, like where she went and got the money.
Yeah, and then like they took her daughter. She knew where her daughter was going, so she jumped off that building. And I don't think in the anime you can really tell that she's jumping off of a building.
When she does that little split thing.
Yeah, because in the manga, when she does it, she jumps off the building upside down. So she lands head first.
Oh, wow.
But you can tell it's a building. Like it shows the city skyline in the background, shows the top of the building. But in this one, they kind of dressed it up to be a little bit prettier. Like you are going off of straight interpretation.
The one thing about that anime that is just like surreal is the emotion. Like I almost cried on that episode,
Bro, it's like
as a grown man,
like you can follow it, you can feel it. Like
I felt it even when the demon was about to pass away. It was just like still like heartbreaking because it's like, dang, she's not gonna really move on.
Bro, anime, we've said that before, and
Yeah.
maybe we can transition from this point, like here, unless you had something to say, right? You good?
It was
Yeah. Anyway,
kind of.
no, I'm just.
I was like, damn.
Like, all right, just sit here.
Go ahead.
You gonna talk about my cousin like that, bro?
Sorry.
It's pretty much like a transition from DanDaDan to anime in general, because the DanDaDan, the emotional scenes, because I still think, at least in the 7 episodes, that it's not taking itself too seriously, even with the emotional parts, because the emotional part isn't connected to the characters. It leaves an impact on the characters, but it's a story of somebody else, from something else. And the best way I can explain that would be like Spy Fam is actually very comparable to when it does the comedy, the sweet stuff, and the emotional stuff, because all the really, really sad shit in Spy Fam has to deal with another person going through something, and that character gets impacted by that person's tragedy, but that's really, really sad still. And that's enough to not make you feel like, oh, great, these characters are going to go through depressing stuff because they're depressed people. No, it's more like, we're going to see these people grow from other people's stuff to learn empathy. They don't have to go through the trauma. They have to experience it from others. And I think that's a lot more of a refreshing way to take emotional stuff, instead of like, this character went through something tragic, now we got to deal with this whole story of this underlying tragedy, instead of, because for an example, I thought that was going to be her mom when she was like, my kid, you called me mommy. I thought it was going to be a plot that she doesn't know her parents and was like, oh my God, it's my mom. But the fact that it wasn't her mom made me like it like a lot more. I was like, oh my God, that's even more.
It was not predictable. She was a kid, bro. There's a lot of depth to it. I think that's part of why I like it too. Because like, low key, when you think about it, it's not just that. Because I had to double check with him, but it's like, it's not. So it's. I thought that might have been the case too, but then you find out, okay, it's not only is it not her mom, she was a kid who saw a spirit. Like, and then even that, like, that's a well-known thing. So that's interesting that exists even over there, that children can see spirits. Like, that's
wait, no, I think she saw her as a kid before she killed herself.
No, that was
that was her spirit.
That was her spirit.
Because there was
then I didn't even catch that. Then okay,
yeah, like she was fucked up.
Yeah,
no one else looked at her. And then the reason I even thought that it was a spirit was because of how the dad reacted.
Yeah,
like,
he didn't see her.
He didn't see her. Like, he didn't say. He just told her to come back. Like, he didn't acknowledge her, the spirit. So I was like, oh shit. Which is like, and that's a well-known, like, kind of like a urban legend thing where like kids, like, oh, it was like like I was listening to the Game's album, like the Game album, and he said like, even like, and only 5-year-olds see your spirit when you die. Like, that's a known thing.
Yeah.
Like, so it was just, that trope was like fucking wild to me. But I was gonna say, anime in general, bro, does a fucking excellent job for the most part of like tying in why a bad person is a bad person and making you understand it without like pining for them or like fucking like because a lot of these things, like in that case, like that's an example. The red dress lady, Turbo Granny, fucking Madara, fucking
a lot of the 12.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, wait, why are we relating with Madara?
Madara.
I just thought he was a dick. I forgot why he was doing.
Madara was doing that because, like, essentially, one, he was being manipulated, but two, he was trying to get the same goal as the first Hashira,
but
he was
his
just
own
went the
way.
other way.
Yeah.
Like, he just, like, that was, and the only reason why he even decided. The only reason.
Madara? Are we talking about Naruto or Demon Slayer?
You said first Hashira.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck am I saying?
You talking about?
Yeah. Or do you mean Hokage?
Hashirama.
First Hokage.
Fucking
okay. That's why me and Matt both clocked it like.
The first Hashira. I don't know who that was.
I thought you just like cut it off.
But even in Demon Slayer, most of the 12 Kizuki, except for like the nigga in the pot, and the
splitting dude that can go
the dude can, like, those two had shitty reasons, but like everybody else for the most part had some kind of a reason, like,
and Kibitsu, fuck you.
And Madara was like. Madara, the only reason why, if I remember correctly, because that's probably the only anime I haven't rewatched, but like if I remember correctly, he split off because he realized that like people would not accept them. Like the Uchihas, they were like him and Hashirama became friends, and then people were like, "Man, what you doing with that fuck nigga?" He was like, "All right, I'm a fuck nigga. I'm gonna show y'all."
Right,
like Aaron.
Aaron did. Like fucking like bro. All these they do a good job of redeeming things. Whereas I feel like a lot of times, I think. For me especially, but I think just as fans of that genre, I think the thing that we like about it is like the Shakespearean aspect to it, where it's like the tragedy plays out. Like you let it play out. Whereas like I feel like in American things, either they humanize either they don't show you why this person is like, they just let somebody just be a dickhead completely, which sometimes is a good thing.
Love them.
But otherwise, like, somebody tries to redeem them, like they try to save them, like let this nigga go through what they went through.
Right.
Like the pink red dress lady gotta die, so we can feel this shit, nigga.
Yeah. And then, but then once it happened and they show you why, like, it's like
because that's how you learn. Like you don't like, and then I think that's part of the problem, and like why like everybody that kind of matures finds fault with Dragon Ball, because this nigga Goku tries to save everybody.
I like how you said matures.
Yes, but like because that's what it is. Like I said the shit when we did that fucking episode. Like to me, Dragon Ball appeals to like the youth because it is everything that little boys like. Like it's violent. It's a cartoon. It's violent, and you just get to see niggas fight all day. Like that's all. Like
and the bad guy dies.
And the bad guy dies or whatever. Something happens. The earth explodes. Yeah, they come back to life to start over with a new nigga. Like,
racism.
And now in Dragon Ball, those villains like. At least most of them, like Cell and Majin Buu, they just were in there for the love of the game.
Well,
they had no reason.
Love of the game.
I think Dragon Ball was more.
Dragon Ball was different. Dragon Ball.
I think Dragon Ball was more mature than the rest of them.
Yeah,
in a sense,
they should have flipped that.
Yeah, I think with the Red Ribbon Army and even Demon King Piccolo, Tien, like you know. I think they had more character.
It did have a little more depth to it.
Yeah,
which I think probably what happened was like Dragon Ball came out as Dragon Ball, which is like a manga anime during that time, because we talked about that the other day. A lot of anime were like there was a lot of depth to like the movies, especially even some of the shows in the late 80s, early 90s. But then I think it caught on here and they kind of adapted. Like they moved in that direction. They capitalized on who the audience was that it was hitting with. Like, you know, so I think that like little like kids probably couldn't understand the depth aspects to it, but they like the violent part of it. And then that like made them kind of double down on that, because nobody else did what Dragon Ball did.
Yeah.
And like you can tell because the story isn't going anywhere. That's what I was like saying, like throughout Dragon Ball Z, would anything have changed if you took out any specific saga? Like if you took out the Buu saga, we wouldn't get that Vegeta sacrifice. Like, obviously we have the characters and shit, but like Dragon Ball, like Vegeta's sacrifice didn't mean shit.
Whoa, that was like, the one part about the Buu saga where they hit
it was a good moment, but like I'm saying, like you take out the entire saga, Vegeta still came back.
Yeah,
Vegeta was still the same person he was before. Like there's no
able to see
repercussions.
His character
really.
development in that explosion,
but
it was even for Kakarot.
What I was gonna say is Z was already done before any of that came to America.
Yeah. That was all done a long time ago.
Yeah.
So
like
I'm not saying it came to America. I'm saying like touched like with. Got to rephrase how I was going to say that. Kid, like how it appealed to kids. Because
thank God you checked.
How it appealed to kids, because that was like a cultural phenomenon across the board.
Yeah.
And all of our introductions to anime was geared towards kids. Like, even though there were adult anime out at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, even these niggas worked on, like, the creators of these ones worked on other ones, but it was like these ones, like Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Digimon, I didn't know Digimon had that like political aspect to it, but Digimon never hooked me. So I was like,
You're a kid.
that was my shit.
But you know what I think it was? I think for me it was because I didn't like their card game. Like I got on Pokemon cards before Pokemon.
It was a dumb card game.
Like, the show was probably the last thing to me. So like I didn't like their cards. So then I was like, nah.
It was just a money grab.
Yeah.
It was just
It felt like that.
Yeah.
And then like Yu-Gi-Oh was a little different. Like Yu-Gi-Oh, it was the cards and then the show.
Yeah.
But like all of it to me was just like it seemed like it appealed to kids. Like, bro, I fucking took my siblings out. Like this was probably like 2 years ago. I took my siblings out. One of my little brother was in the back car in the back seat with an iPad. I'm like, what are you watching? He's like, Dragon Ball. Like I'm like it's a generation. Like all of us will have our kids watching Dragon Ball Z first.
Yeah.
You know, like before
No.
anything else.
No.
Hell no.
He's gonna have his kid watching Fooly Cooley.
My
That's
kid
gonna be
is
One Piece.
watching. We're starting on One Piece.
Yeah.
Oh, One Piece.
We gotta
It'd
start
have
you
to be.
early.
Yeah.
By the time he's 10, he's gonna finish it. Well, no, he's gonna be caught up.
He's gonna be caught up.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta learn. You gotta learn society. All right. What better way to learn about the wrongs and rights of society than One Piece?
But so anyway, but like with I think we like you mature beyond like that theme. But like other than that, like it does a really good job of handling deep subjects. And like even to your point earlier, what you were saying about relationships, it reminded me of Link Click, which Tsu put me on Link Click.
Fire.
And
Are we talking about DanDaDan now again?
no.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Look, what Nick said about DanDaDan,
Gotcha.
like
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
relationship thing,
Gotcha.
reminded me of this episode in Link Click where the premise of Link Click, do you know what that is? Link Click is like these two dudes, they as far as I got, they never explained how this is possible, but it's these two guys, they own this like Photoshop, but they have these powers, and one of them can enter a photo and one of them can like surveil a photo. Like so he can look at a picture and look around the space as if he was there.
Oh,
So like
shit.
if someone like took a picture from right there, from where that lamp is of us, he could see the stairs, see the door, like see Wes over there and Chuck in the like.
I
He
don't
can
know
see
why I
the-
looked
And
over
know
there.
what
he- like,
should be
yeah,
said. And
he
everything.
can like kind of like like he gets an understanding of the whole thing. So they work in pairs.
Aren't they detectives?
Essentially, people come to them for this kind of thing. So, but in one of the episodes, a girl that they knew came to them, and it was about a relationship, like her and this guy that they went to high school with. Like they were in love with each other, but neither one of them wanted to say it. And they would like do things like they were in high school together. They would study together. They would do all this stuff together, and they were all part of a group of friends. And then those two went off to college, and like he went to the same college as her because he didn't want to like stop spending time with her or all kinds of shit. So it was like the same kind of a thing where like they were just flirting with this idea, but neither one of them wanted to come out and say it. Like, and it was I like the theme. Like, and there was another one where I think it was an OVA. It was like in the middle and it didn't pertain to the rest of the stories. You might remember it. It was like this episode where this old man hires them because he went to this.
Oh yeah,
like he was like being trained at this dojo
to try to
and
marry someone's like a
the
master.
headmaster's daughter.
Yeah,
he wanted to marry the headmaster's daughter, and like everybody wanted to marry the headmaster's daughter. And there was a guy there that the headmaster wanted to marry his daughter. But he said that he was not going to let anyone marry his daughter that couldn't beat him in a fight. And he had a special move that no one could figure out how.
So he had to marry his own daughter.
No. No one could figure out why, like what the special move was. It was literally like he had a power. Like he would do this punch and there was like a flash of light and then he would just.
So he just hit you with a final flash?
But as a
motherfucker was Krillin.
It was so.
And bitch, the guy that he picked ended up giving up. But like after like you find out that it's been like 50 fucking years and the guy is still trying to marry this girl, like because they were a couple and the dad wouldn't let them get married. Like, so he was like fighting for her basically.
Yeah.
And then
just give up at that point. She can't, like, there's no,
so they
kids aren't
so they ended up they entered the photo, they fought as him, and they still couldn't figure out what the move was. So they were like, I'm sorry, like, we can't get it. So the guy went back, like, and still he had them carry
like
him.
60 years old.
He explained the situation to him too. And then like the girl was like, there's a girl, she's like, you know the normal trios. There was a girl and she asked the guy, why don't you just get, like, you don't need the dad's permission, why don't you just get married? And he was like, I promised her that we would get married the right way, and I'm gonna keep that promise. And so they ended up helping carry him up these stairs, because it was like,
is he 60?
like it was like, it's like one of those dojos where it's
how
like,
old is the dad now? 80?
Yeah.
He's still whooping ass.
Like,
Yeah.
he literally was.
He was
Like,
about to.
So like they went through all of this shit, and then he went to go challenge him again, and he was just like, you know what?
You can marry her.
You can marry her. But it was like,
After
that was
50
like a beautiful thing. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
it was,
even
though.
fucking
It was.
God of High School, like they implement all kinds of, remember that fucking God of High School episode where it was like,
oh, when old girl was getting forced to get married?
no, it was a different one. It was a different theme. So
Sounded very similar.
with this one,
I was about to say, I
well,
don't
yeah, there is this. Well, she wasn't forced; she chose to.
She was leaving the crew. They were hurt.
She was doing
I
that
remember
because she
God of High
thought
School's
that
good.
that's what she needed to do to keep her dad's fighting style alive.
Oh yeah.
But in so obviously the theme in that episode, there's a love theme, and then there's like a never giving up theme.
Yeah.
And then like in God of High School, it's technically high schoolers that are fighting in these tournaments. And then there was one team, because I think they fight in teams of 3.
Yeah.
And there was one team where it was this guy who had been in the fucking tournament like 18 times in a row.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like 30, like, so he's like 40 or something like that.
Mhm.
And somebody said like, why don't, like what makes you not give up or something like that? And he's like, as long as you keep trying, you can never fail.
Mhm.
And it was like, damn, bro, that was like
Those the type of lessons you want to give your kids.
yes,
so
like it's
so going back, it's like that's the type of anime you would want your kids to watch.
Yeah,
It's
like,
don't
like,
ever quit or anything.
that's the thing that I like about anime. It implements these like deeper themes into this medium and gets the point home in a way that is hard to do with like a lot of live action shit.
Yeah.
Especially like with a lot of American shit.
Yeah.
Like that's intriguing to me.
Because you lose the value of love when you watch The fucking Bachelor.
Facts.
There's no value in love in that. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's how you end up in a suitcase.
Low key.
That's actually a true fact. One of the contestants was murdered and put in a suitcase.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Sorry. I'm white. These facts are trained in our heads.
You just pulled your mom situation.
Yeah, dude, I am. My mom. She's the one. I was watching it with her.
But even like One Piece implements. Oh my God, the fucking
One Piece implements everything. Like, so when you said that "don't give up" thing, I just watched a video. I posted it to my story. One dude was at his dad's funeral and he quoted One Piece.
Yes.
And it was the quote from who said the quote? Oh, it was the doctor, Chopper's dad. He's like a person doesn't die, when they die. They die when they're forgotten.
Yeah.
And that's when they truly die. So like that shit is crazy, but it's like it's so deep.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, this is more than a kid's show.
Yeah.
When you say like when you speak like what 10-year-old's gonna go like, oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah.
I'll never be forgotten. I'm Achilles. That's not how that works when you're 10.
Right.
But like you watch it now and you're like, damn, let me make a difference. Let me impact. Or even like in your teens or something. That's good. Real quick, because I want to upset Matt and not upset Mike real quick. Sorry, Matt.
All right, just go on.
We're talking relationships real
Yep,
quick.
go
and how
on.
animes represent relationships. Future Diary. Future Diary is actually key in representing toxic relationships because
I like it.
it is, and as a person who was in one, the toxic person in the relationship will make them the number one priority over everything, no matter what. The point where you're cutting off all of your friends, and in Future Diary, cutting them off literally. To where they're the only thing that's left, so you are now reliable. You rely on them. That, I think, is the best thing you can take from Future Diary.
I like that.
And I think that's one of the only animes that have
kind of like you.
Oh, I thought you meant like him.
No, you.
Oh, because he was breaking up with girls.
I would say
you said it literally earlier.
Lame. You don't put out.
What were you saying?
Kira and Misat, whatever her name is, Death Note. That's also an example of like really shows how you could take advantage, like a toxic relationship, but how you could take advantage of someone because of a relationship.
Bro, and I fucking hated Death Note, bro. But even in Death Note, I fucking hated Death Note so much.
So what do you mean?
Bro, I hated, but I didn't hate Death Note. I hated Light.
Okay,
And,
okay,
like,
all right.
I hated Light so much, but even that is like a fucking perfect example of like how you can make like what they did with his character. Like, it says a lot that I hate him because like they made him that like hateable for me because it was like he touches on all my fucking like my don't touch areas, not in a sexual way.
Matt's like one of the areas.
I was trying to find a way to not make it weird, but then you kept making it weird.
I gotta go with it. All my fucking like, bro, because he was such a hypocrite and such a fucking like he was so self-righteous.
Asshole.
Yeah, but like it was such a clear example of like sometimes there are like real life or like TV shows like real.
He reminds me of the American Psycho.
Not to me, I didn't see that one, but he reminded me a little bit of Franklin Saint in fucking Snowfall.
Oh, really?
Or like which will make sense when I explain it. Like, he started off with noble intentions and then he derailed, but justified his derailment because he thought that he convinced himself he was doing the right thing.
Aaron.
Like Aaron, that's different. Don't fucking start with me. Don't fucking start with me. I literally,
as soon as you said that, I was like, nah, I don't roll with that. Aaron did what he had to do.
That was different. Don't fucking start with me. Okay.
Lelouch from Code Geass. There we go.
I was gonna say Lelouch from Code Geass seems like he did it the right way.
Lelouch did it. Lelouch did the same thing. Well, you know what? Lelouch was actually a blend between Aaron and Light.
Yeah, I like that.
He was a blend between.
That's what I'm saying when they say he did it the right way, because he didn't let it overcome his original goal.
Yeah,
true. Like, he didn't give in to the power that he had.
Where the comparison is, he became what he hated, though.
Exactly.
That's what the thing is.
But I feel like he knew that in the beginning. That's what you need to do.
That's what's similar to
where
Aaron.
Light had his goal, and then he became what he hated. But the thing is, he justified it, like you said.
He never saw.
He didn't see it as a problem.
Yeah, like, bro, like, so you start off saying that you're about to kill, you're gonna kill people that deserve to be killed, which in and of itself, that's a questionable thing. There's already a moral dilemma there. But okay, I feel you. Then it becomes about you, and then you start killing people to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And then that's like, bro, like now so now you're killing innocent people. Like, you know, like, and then so now you're like that part, where he fucking killed the detective's wife. Oh, bro, I wanted to punch the screen so bad. I was mad as fuck. I was at this little shorty's house, and I was like, she had that shit on, and I was like, no fucking way. And he was like, sayonara. Bro, that shit pissed me off so bad. But it can make you like hate characters. Like, even fucking Muzan. I don't hate Muzan because Muzan is through and through just a fucking terrible human
and an idiot.
And an idiot. Like, he was a terrible human when he was a human. Like,
yeah.
Like, so.
Because wasn't he like a king or something?
No, he was
a peasant. I have no idea actually what it was.
I don't think he was a peasant, but he was.
I remember. It's been a while since I read it.
He was a part of a royal family. I think.
Yeah, something like.
But
that.
he was born sick, and so he was born sick, and then like he was gonna die when he was 20.
Yeah,
and then he fucking killed the doctor who was making the solution to his problem.
Right.
Because the solution wasn't working fast enough.
Right.
So that's how demons were even fucking created. But like he was just like, bro, that nigga is like, I said this shit before, textbook definition of fucking up the bag. Like he did that shit that one instant.
That belongs to Sakura,
bro. Like that one instant fucked, like caused what he had to do for the next 1,000 years. Try and find the solution that he was that close to having. But like all these characters that they create and like shit like that, it's very rare for me to not like a character, but like the way that they do it is so good, bro. Like it's so
another thing is when they get those kind of characters that they make you hate. I guess it depends on the anime, but all the examples we were giving, they get what's coming to them. So there's always the message of you continually do this dastardly shit and you're gonna have like a bad ending, while all the characters that even if they go through the worst shit in the world, as long as they have their intentions, they get their goal.
Bro,
yeah.
Sometimes though,
sometimes not.
Sometimes
when you watch Naruto,
bro. Yeah. Sometimes that shit drives me insane though, bro. Because like sometimes it's like a long art to even get to that point. Yeah. Like fucking Bungal Stray Dogs, bro. We watched them niggas get their ass beat for 90% of the season.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I loved every second of it.
I was like, bro, that's how I feel about Bleach, bro. Bleach pissed me off again. I can't do. I'm getting mad again. I like, bro. I'm getting mad again, bro. Because the thing about Bleach. So I watched the original Bleach, right?
Yeah.
Bleach was pissing me off because what?
It's still the original.
No, this is a different show. Thousand Year Blood War is a different.
It's just a new arc that they continued 10 years later. I mean, it's still like the same. It's not like a remake.
I'm not saying it's a remake. I'm saying it's a different show.
I don't know what you're saying when you say this.
Like
you're throwing me off when you say this.
Naruto is a show.
Yeah.
Naruto Shippuden is a show. Boruto is a show.
No,
Boruto.
Why did you bring that up?
Boruto is garbage.
They're a different show.
But this is I don't know. But yeah, go ahead.
So when I say original, I'm saying Bleach, not Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War.
But I'm sorry. It's difficult for your boy because when you're reading it, it's all just one.
No, I get
it's all just
they don't separate it. It comes out
it's
as
just
one.
Yeah.
Oh, got you.
Except for Naruto, that's because Naruto and Naruto Shippuden were two separates. Like you have your whole Naruto, manga set, and then it is Naruto Shippuden.
Yeah.
Like Shippuden is it? They just named it the 1,000 Year Blood War for this.
Oh, got
but
you.
It's technically it's like One Piece.
But that's like a season within the show.
No, right? But
this is like One Piece where this
thing with its own seasons and shit.
Yeah, that's
so
like
we're on
weird here.
I get what you mean.
now?
They did it weird here,
Right?
Huh?
We're on season 3 now.
Season 3,
but
yeah,
like, so my problem with Bleach originally, and I noticed it more so last night. I think it clicked why I had such a problem with it. Aside from like, tiny things like they live in the human world and they're fighting in the city, but there's no humans in the city. Where are the people? And then they're like, we gotta protect the world. There's no humans. You guys are the only. There's 6 niggas in this whole. Like, okay, there's 12. Counting the 6 niggas that Ichigo beat up in the first episode.
Right.
Are you talking about Bleach?
Bleach, yes. So,
okay. Didn't they say they have a reason where it's like he made a fake city?
No, because Ichigo is still in the real world.
Okay.
Like they're coming from the spirit realm into the real world, and there's no people around.
They did make a fake city at one point.
They did make a fake city,
still,
but that was
even when they fight in the real city.
Yes, no, it's not Hueco Mundo.
Okay,
it was
That's
like
weird.
they literally made like a replica, so they didn't have to fight in the real world. But like, so that irked me because I was like, what is happening? But then aside from that, it's like information overload, which is what I noticed last night, because there are 5 different species of things. Like there's 5 different realms that each one of them comes from, and then they have multiple names for the same thing, and then they'll refer to the same thing by the 2 different names. Like, so it's like, oh, this is the Serete. Oh,
Yeah,
this is the spirit realm.
Right.
This is the like whatever, and then they're like my Bankai. This is my
my
other
Bankai.
Bankai. Like
This is my Bankai's Bankai.
yeah, it's like bro, it's just like information overload. So it's
Yeah,
like
well.
it's hard to follow, right?
Wait till you get to season 3
Bro.
of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh my fucking god, bro! But like so, and then the power scaling.
Yeah, that's what I
The
fucking
power scaling.
I
makes
hate it.
No,
I hate it.
sense.
It's so bad.
Is it like super? The power scaling.
No.
It makes
No,
sense.
no. Bro, the power scaling makes no fucking sense. So you got in and this is just in the original Bleach, but it carries over into this one.
Hmm.
But like in the original Bleach, Ichigo comes, Ichigo fights, Ichigo loses to like the weakest, like not a weak nigga, like but like a mid-tier ass nigga, and then like he trains. The training segment is really fast.
Yeah.
And then he fights someone else who's like OP as fuck and beats that person. Then you go back and fight another person who is a mid-tier of this person, and you lose to this person, but you beat his fucking creator.
You're right.
Like you beat Aizen, but you lost to one of the fucking what are them niggas' names with the Spanish names?
The Mundo boy, the Espadas. Arancas. Yeah, Espada.
yeah.
I don't know the difference
Again,
between
many
them.
names for that.
Exactly.
But like,
yeah,
like,
same thing.
So, but like he lost to I think the blue-haired one,
Grimjaw.
Yeah, that's the only one I like.
and then beat
Or
Aizen.
visually.
But then Aizen comes in Thousand Year Blood War, which they did say he got stronger, but Ichigo is supposed to have gotten stronger
Well,
too.
in all fairness, when he beat him, he used like that last ditch effort fucking move, which I still don't understand what it does.
The way that power works is that if you use this last ditch move, even if you beat this person with it, then you get stronger. It's not a last ditch move anymore. Now it's a move you can do.
Well,
Like, the
that
fuck-
last ditch move, he was supposed to lose all his powers, and that's when I thought Bleach should have ended.
Yeah, it probably should have ended, but I like Thousand Year Blood War.
Yeah.
I liked it up until now.
I like Thousand Year
because
Blood
now-
War because there's more information on characters we didn't have before.
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
That's why.
But like Kenpachi is OP as fuck. He, as far as we know,
man.
he's the strongest of all the Soul Reapers. Like not besides the captains, but like he's like one of the strongest, probably the strongest captain. And Ichigo beat him. But then you lost to an Arankar.
Yeah.
But then Kenpachi can beat an Arankar with no problem. But Ichigo can.
That's because he used both hands on the Aran
And
card.
I'm like, bro, but then so then it's like, what the fuck? Like, so, but now it's like, now it's Thousand Year Blood War, and I think the problem is they're trying to do a lot with a few characters.
Yeah.
So with that, like, there's the Quincy's and there's the Soul Reapers.
Yeah.
So we just in the first season, fire as fuck. Second season, fire as fuck. Now, they established that there was a crew that was like higher than all of the Soul Reaper teams. These niggas are goated. One of the niggas is the one that created the fucking the swords. What are the
Zanpakuto, yeah.
Zanpakutos? Like he created them. He creates them all individually for all the Soul Reapers. And this team is like the strongest niggas ever. Like, and they established that. It kind of did give me the same vibe as like on a smaller scale, but Jujutsu Kaisen with Gojo. Like, you establish that these niggas are strong as fuck. Then everybody fights. Everybody essentially loses to the Quincy like top tier people. Then they do some ritual. I'm sorry. Are you going to watch it? I don't want to ruin it for you. Then
I don't recommend it.
Then they do some.
The animation
ritual.
is fucking phenomenal.
It is phenomenal.
Like
the animation,
some of the
is-
best animation.
There's
Oh my
not
God,
a single
amazing.
scene that doesn't
Yeah,
look
Yeah,
good.
the animation.
It
that's
looks
surprise.
good. It's the
I'd say
story, bro.
Just watch
But, like-
1,000 Year Blood War.
But like, so
Okay, so don't watch Bleach.
Yep, don't watch it.
Because I stopped at the
and you don't
watch
need it.
the
And you don't
I
need
was
it.
done.
Yep, you don't need it.
you well, actually, now you do need it because now they just introduced some motherfuckers that were from Bleach that were like, whatever. So, all right. So with Bleach, like, so now they had the Quincy Cat like leaders, I don't know what they call them, fighting this top tier team.
Yeah.
They lose. Then they all sacrifice themselves, which is like some ritual they do. They sacrifice themselves to give all their power to one person. And this lady is already supposed to be OP. She does her shit. She it kills all of them. And then they all she didn't kill him. And then they kill her.
What? Like, come on.
Bro, what the fuck are you guys doing? And I don't like that. That's like one of my least favorite tropes in anime in general. Like, I hate the fucking edging. That's what they fucking fight all the way to the end, and then like oh, who's gonna win? Oh, okay, and now he wins. And then like Ichigo fights fucking Uryu. Ichigo fights Uryu and loses.
Yeah.
What?
That's how it works.
You beat Aizen and you lost to Uryu. Uryu's not even the second in command in the fucking Quincy's.
Yeah,
and then Quincy, and then Ichigo is supposed to be like their like last hope for the whole thing. You know, like because he's all three. He's a human, Soul Reaper, and a Quincy.
Right.
And he's supposed to be their last hope. But like, bro, it was just like they do that like. Will they, won't they, in Antonio's words. Like they
way too much.
Yeah, like way too much, bro. In every episode, I'm like, bro, you can wrap this up at any point. You know, and then it's like they make it seem so hopeless where it's like, what are we gonna do? Like, where are you gonna go from here? That was the thing that I didn't like about Bungo Stray Dogs that last season. I mean, like they tied it together well, and there was a reason for the whole thing. Yeah. But bro, god damn, wrap this shit up, nigga. I ain't trying to see these niggas get their ass beat every single episode.
That's why we having to take breaks for like animes with like power scales.
Yeah,
like,
man.
The story doesn't match the power.
I think the issue is you got to take a break from those genres and jump into a slice of life.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, because like
some Spy Famine,
Spy Fam. Oh my god, I showed my
I
girl.
love Spy Family.
There is, but it's like they stick to it.
Anya's the strongest.
It's questionable.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it the dog? Is it the dog guy?
They do like it, you do have to balance it out because like, bro, I lose my patience with shit like that, especially because like I can't help but like apply logic to the shit that I watch, and if it doesn't follow logic, it pisses me off so much.
I feel like if you're gonna watch if you're gonna watch an action anime and you don't want to get into slice of life, then watch something grounded. Watch something grounded. You know, watch something like Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo. Yeah. Like something more.
Samurai Champloo is so goated.
It is. It's very underrated.
A lot of people have not watched it. I'm like, are you serious? I watched that like 10 times.
You know what I like?
I've watched it way too many times already.
You and me both, sister.
Dude,
one of the goated intros.
Oh my god, Battle Cry?
Yeah, at least top 10.
And even the outro, dude.
Yeah, I forget what the outro is called, but
Blue something.
I forget. That one is in Japanese. But that's very good.
If we got a good intro, I already know it's fire.
Bro, the DanDaDan intro is peak, bro. That bitch is peak. I'm not gonna lie. And
I play it all the time.
I noticed
Creepy Nuts.
There's something interesting about I wonder if Japanese music in general. I'm gonna listen to some more of it, or maybe it's a sync thing. Maybe they produce it specifically for anime for it to be like that. Because obviously this is named after the show. They're saying the name and like what. But like they do this thing where they will change the style of the song.
Yeah, they do it a lot.
A lot of anime intros are like that.
Yeah.
What was it? Mashal? They do in Mashal what was it? Brim bum bum brum. That's like it sounds totally different in the beginning.
Yeah,
and they break it down. I was like, that's pretty.
I
good,
like
though.
that they do that though. It's intriguing.
I think most animes now they have an intro made for their show.
Yeah,
but back in the day, I don't think they did.
No,
intentionally, because like Fooly Cooly, in my opinion, has the best soundtrack. Period.
Honestly,
and I think they just had like they were just like. I think maybe like the creator was cool with the pillows. It was like, yo, your music's sweet. And then they just kind of had an album and dedicated it to the anime. I don't know everything about it, but I feel like that's how it was back then. Because like that doesn't like that intro is fire, but it doesn't feel like it's made for Fooly Cooly.
Yo, Berserk intro.
The Berserk intro not made
the Berserk
for
intro
Berserk.
is insane. And then they had this nigga doing a senior photo pose
up against the tree and shit. Let's
Like,
just.
nigga, you don't smile the whole show.
Right.
He does when
intro. He all in.
He does when Griffith is talking before the sacrifice.
Have you guys watched Odd Taxi?
No.
Top 5 intro song.
Really?
Okay.
Top 5. I'll put money on that.
I've definitely heard of it.
Yeah, the top 5 intro song.
Okay, shit.
I swear.
What about the anime itself as a whole?
Oh, it's
Is
good.
it worth watching?
It's one of them one season animes. You like,
Okay.
damn, I need
Nice.
more.
Okay, I love hearing
Yeah.
these animes.
Yeah.
Like Dead Man Wonderland. Okay.
Bro,
I gotta
Dead Man
watch
Wonderland.
that. It's in my list right now.
Dead Man Wonderland?
Yeah. Somebody
Yo,
told me
watch
Keep it in the list.
watch Darling in the Franxx.
Darling and the Franks.
Darling in the Franxx was deep, bro.
Mm.
Deep. Darling in the Franxx. You know what's weird about anime, like that I've noticed, and like I think that's part of why I feel so passionately about it. Is like there's a lot of shows where it's like, okay, like you watch Snowfall. Snowfall is Narcos in L.A.
Right.
Like
I get what you're saying.
you know, like this or
Darling in the Franks is Snowfall.
no. Like
In LA.
Snowfall is like
You
or
know?
like there's a bunch of shows that are in this same theme, and it's just like or like fucking Ozark is Snowfall for white people. Like you know, like
I could not get into that show.
but so me neither. But
It's like
like
for white
all that is
people.
to say,
If you
I was
notice
like,
the
okay,
two people who can't
okay.
get into it, I love the show.
I was like, damn.
So
This first
all
season
that
still
is
going?
I think we've connected the dots here. Great
so,
show.
So with that though, like I will watch an anime and like I've never watched anything like this. Like they like DanDaDan, even though it does have like little twinges of things, it stands on its own.
Mm.
You know, like Darling in the Franxx is like the only thing that I've watched that was like when I was watching it, I said it when I told everyone about it. It feels like a poem. Like it is very poetic.
Okay.
Like I've never watched anything that felt poetic.
Okay.
Like, and I don't even know how you do that. You know, like Attack on Titan feels philosophical to me.
Yeah,
Like nothing else feels as much
Feels Nazi.
like philosophical as that
Did
does.
not
to
see
me.
that coming.
You know?
Oh my
Boo!
Boom!
But like you know, like anime, like
Yeah.
there's different anime will have like a different kind of feel to it,
Yeah.
and it will be like the only one that feels like that.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is very interesting. It's a beautiful
your,
thing.
Your Lie in April. I don't know if y'all seen that.
Ooh, I
is it?
know of Your Lie in April.
Yes, like it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
would you even call that poetic? It was just, I mean, in a sense, yes.
Your Lie in April.
It's a very depressing.
That's the first anime I cried to. I'm not even gonna lie. I think I was like,
I've
what?
never heard of it.
I was 21 when I seen it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Your Lie in April.
Mhm.
Okay.
you will cry.
Damn.
The new Look Back movie, that's
boy-
poetic as fuck.
I still gotta watch that.
Super
I'm gonna watch
poetic.
that with my girl on Friday.
Do it.
Oh yeah.
Do it
Gonna watch
ASAP.
that this weekend. for
Very
sure.
poetic.
What's that?
It's a short film.
What's it called?
Look Back.
Look back.
Yeah, it's made by the guy that made Chainsaw Man.
You might.
Hmm.
You might really fuck with that. I like
Yeah.
for me, based on what he said about it,
Mhm.
which like all of us are actually literally all of us are creatives. Like you're like you're
Yeah, I
an,
get it.
you're an artist, you're a photographer, I'm a
I love
musician, he's a producer, he's a videographer. But like it touches on that theme.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about
like artistry?
like young artists trying
Okay.
to come up, and then they like one gets self-conscious about her skills because the other one's way better, but that other one was actually looking up to her,
Mhm.
so she gets like an ego about it, and they work together, and oh, it's so heartwarming.
It
But
sounds
you're gonna
so
fucking
familiar.
cry.
You wouldn't have seen this. Like
Oh,
they didn't
it's-
release it here.
Yeah, it's
until-
made by the dude that made Chainsaw Man, so it's actually pretty recent.
You said it's a short story.
Yeah, it's a one shot. Like it was a one shot manga that he made, so it was just like one volume, and that was it.
Okay.
And then now they just released the anime of it. Recently.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
definitely
that-
check that out.
yeah, that,
Phenomenal.
I'm gonna watch
Holy
that on Friday,
shit.
but yeah, like I'm gonna watch that. That's I love what they do, bro.
Yeah.
I love the theme.
Anime movies are fire.
Yeah.
I just watched The Boy and the Heron. recently.
Oh, I've been meaning the Studio
Studio
Ghibli.
Ghibli, yeah.
I've been meaning to see that.
Fire. Absolutely fire.
Yeah,
I
they
just like the
can't
way they do
miss.
it.
Studio
Nope.
Ghibli can't miss. I love their
Nope.
style too.
Yeah.
It's like
beautiful.
They don't try hard, but it still looks amazing.
I think that's what makes it so good, because we were talking about like the art style from like the 90s and 80s.
Yeah.
And it's a very simplistic art style
Yeah.
where the lines matter where they're at.
Yeah.
They're not
Exactly.
too overdone.
Yeah.
Yes.
The lines where they're at matter.
Yeah.
And it's just the colors are not like too overdone, too aggressive, or too flat. They're where they need to be. Everything looks just right. You know what I'm saying?
The lighting.
And I think Studio Ghibli did that throughout the entire. Like they
never.
Well, because it's one guy. Miyazaki.
He's the staple.
Miyazaki, and like that was his thing because he's older.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm not gonna
change
my style. My style is my style.
That's why I hated about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
because Dragon Ball Z looked good,
beautiful.
So
Frieza art, perfect.
Ooh, when he turned Super Saiyan for the first time, I'm getting that tattooed on me.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it. That's
all right.
That's fine. It's just
it's just the one camera.
Okay.
That's right,
yeah. But I feel the storyline goes well with their art style.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like The Boy and the Heron, you're going into a story that's already being told. You know, like the girl, like light spoilers, but like, you know, this girl who was the boy's mom went to an alternate reality when she was a child, and like all this happened. We're jumping into it.
Right.
We're jumping into a story that's already being told. You know what I'm saying?
That's new.
So it's like they do very well with you feeling included.
Right.
The whole time. Because now you're learning with the boy. You're like, oh, okay, shit. Dang, what was Mom up to? What are we doing?
Right.
Who's this girl? What are we doing here?
Right.
They do a very well, a very good job at just pulling you in and making you feel included the whole time. And you're not lost. You're just like, this is great. Also, don't hurt people. That's kind of mean.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Learn something.
They're always very good. But like, I just watched Ghost in the Shell yesterday.
Oh yeah, how was it?
It was all right.
Was
I think
the movie?
Matt, yeah.
Oh,
I think Matt said it perfectly when I told him I had watched it about basically like for the time it was good, kind of like how you said about Blade Runner.
Yeah,
because I do feel like this was basically the anime version of Blade Runner.
Yes, 100%.
Like after while like mid watching, I was like, oh, this is Blade Runner.
Yep.
Where it's like at the time it probably kept your attention.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of boring. Like how I just said with Studio Ghibli, with The Boy and the Heron, you're in the story, you're jumped in, and they do a really good job at keeping you involved and on track. With Ghost in the Shell, you're jumping into the story of like government conspiracies, AI technically, but not really AI, bots and shit. And like by the end, you're still like, what?
Yeah.
Like
nothing
and
resolved,
again,
nothing
and it
changed.
might have been part of my problem too, because I did lose, like interest.
Yeah,
because like it looks good, but like
phenomenal.
For the time, it would have kept your interest back then.
Yeah,
but like things have changed now. Like you watch movies like Boy and the Beast or Summer Wars or any Studio Ghibli movie, or even fucking Dragon Ball Z, the Broly movie that just came out not too long ago. Good animation style and a interesting story that keeps you entertained the whole time. The original Digimon movie.
The story, bro.
Oh, that was a good movie.
I think for a lot of people, like for something, the story has to stand the test of time. If it's whatever you're doing is going to stand the test of time.
I kind of compare that to like to throw that in would be like Akira. When I first watched Akira, I'd say the first 70% of the movie, 75% of the movie, it's not that I didn't like it, but I was just like, nah, like it just feels like it's
just
dragging
started
on.
watching that, and I felt that halfway through.
Yeah, it was just like, like again, nothing bad, but I was like, why is this so legendary? And that final act, you're just like, oh my fuck,
I'm right there.
This is shit's
right
fucking
there.
You know what that is though?
But without that, I would think of it as Ghost in the Shell, because the finale Ghost in the Shell is great. But it felt like it didn't feel like a climax. Almost just felt like a boss that you'd fight in a level.
It did a Metal Gear Solid one.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
A lot of
Really
movie and video game inspirations from. Well, I don't know when Metal Gear first came out, but a lot of inspirations from a lot of different things all around in Ghost in the Shell, and it's not bad.
No,
it's not bad.
100%.
But I think I watched it a little too late.
Yep.
I think
agreed.
Part of that too, I think, is if you watch films like older films and like that kind of shit, you realize that the way that they tell stories changes over time. So like when I watch my parents were watching A Star Is Born, and they were watching the original one, and I was watching it and I was like, the pacing is very different. Like they don't like, so whereas now, like they might show a couple fall in love in older movies, and it wasn't just that one. It's everything is implied.
Yeah.
And like these movies are hits, so you know that people got it.
Yeah.
Like they understood what was happening. But like that was the first time where I realized that. I was like, the way that they're pacing this, even like me and my girl were watching this, like she found some fucking movie on TikTok. It was like a Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
And it was like a movie about race and shit. And even watching that, like the way that they pace it is very fast paced. It's like
was it about Nazis?
No, it was about like this little white girl that got raised by a black lady.
Okay.
Reverse Blind Side.
Basically.
Or Annie.
Actually, yeah, basically.
Well, not Annie.
Not Annie.
Well, Annie now. Annie now.
All right. So
Wait,
anyway.
maybe? No. How's Annie now? Somebody's black in Annie that used to not be black.
Oh, the girl, Annie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said.
No, you're right.
So,
He was on it.
So, like, but even watching those movies, like, even the fucking Notebook, like, we watched the Notebook recently, and like, they did a better job of kind of going into detail. But like, when you compare it to like movies that come out now, it feels different. Like it's something imperceptible though. Like it is the storytelling. Like it's the pacing of the.
Would you say
events.
it's better now than?
I don't know if you can really say it's better, but like I think it's just like what you're used to. Because I think that for like even older people, like there's a reason why like 60-year-old dads, all they watch is reruns of the shows that they watched when they were 20.
Me.
Like you watching Dragon Ball Z still, bro?
I'll only watch abridged. I can't watch the
like
That's good. They're great.
Yeah.
They're fucking great.
I think like that kind of stuff like speaks to people, you know, like
See, I think the main thing is, at least in terms of it being a problem or a good thing, like whether you show a lot or a little, depends on how much of the source that you're trying to tell. So like we see with Marvel and comic book projects that we think some things would work better as a movie or better as a show. Like Eternals would probably work better as a show. Marvel, the show. Miss Marvel was that show? I would say that would work better as a movie, in my opinion. But an example would be like Dune. So Dune, they made a Dune movie back in the 90s or 80s. And that one movie, I think it was an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe longest 2 hours, 30 minutes, told the story of 4 books, all in one. And the Dunes that we have coming out today, we have 2 Dunes out that are both 2 hours long. They're halfway through the first book.
That's wild as fuck, but hilarious.
That
the
speaks
first
to the
movie,
point.
the first Dune, nobody liked it. Like the first Dune was not even like that's not a cult classic.
No.
Like nobody gave a shit about it. Denis Villeneuve only made the new Dune because actually he was asked recently. It was like Quentin Tarantino was. They asked him why he hasn't been watching Dune, and he's like, "Oh, because it's already been made. Like, why do I want to see it again?" And then Denis, he came out and he's like, "Well, he can say what he wants, but this isn't." I'm not making this because the last one was bad, so I got to make a good interpretation of that film. He's making his own. He even said, I want to tell the story. I want people to be invested, so I got to have time to tell this story.
Yeah.
And so I think it depends on how long that source material is. If you let out the nuance of stuff, you're not going to get into it.
See, there's a yin and yang to that.
100%.
Because like on one end, like if there's an opportunity where you can go deep in something and you don't do it, then people won't get it. Okay. And then if there's not that much depth to it, but you drag it out, people are getting annoyed. So like there's like an ebb and flow to it. Like we said this on, like not every show needs multiple seasons. Some shows need more seasons.
Some shows just end when they were supposed to end.
Yeah, like
Supernatural. Office, yes. But I think, so when we're talking about products of their time, I think that no one product of a time is better than the rest.
No, I don't think,
I think you just have to respect what was made at that time.
Yep.
Because some of my favorite movies are not from when I was around.
Right.
Yep.
Like, my favorite comedies are not from now, and they never will fucking be. Because they can't touch the ones that are the best, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say because like that's how they told the story then. It was perfected then.
Don't touch it.
And it was you can't touch that.
No.
That's why I don't like remakes of things that were good. Because
that's a good
they're
point.
remaking The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson. But Liam Neeson could never be Leslie Nelson. There's no one could ever be that man. And that man made that movie.
Right.
His quick-wittedness, his dry sense of humor, the just straight up in your face dumbass comedy where it's just like, what was they're describing a guy. He's like, what did he look like? He's like, Caucasian man, mustache, 6'5". He's like, that's a pretty big mustache. It's like that's such a stupid fucking joke, but it's so fucking funny because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
You think Liam Neeson's gonna deliver that?
Nah.
But even
But if you make it, if you take The Naked Gun and you're remaking it with Liam Neeson and you do it with the comedy of this time, which I don't know what the fuck that is right now, then maybe it'll be good. But there's no point.
That's
the thing.
Well,
there's no point.
Movies,
How to Train Your Dragon.
especially
Why?
with movies, especially a lot of that shit is like it's so stupid. Like because we've said this about a bunch of shit. It's even like with like anime adaptations and shit.
Oh
like,
God.
Oh my God.
It kind of falls into the same vein, like sequels and shit. Like these like remakes fall into the same vein as anime adaptations because like the people that know what this is, like usually when they do like a fucking remake, like fucking Wrong Turn or fucking
Terrible.
Wrong Turn or fucking
How do you make a worse movie than the first one?
Cabin Fever, like bro,
Cabin Fever 2 pissed me off.
What they do is like they try to incorporate like modern things into this thing. So, but it's like the people that know what this is have already seen it, so they don't want to see it modern.
Yeah.
And then the people that don't know what this is aren't gonna like it because it doesn't have the same feel as what like you stemmed from.
Yeah.
So it's like in a lot of these cases it doesn't make sense. But I agree with your point about like I don't think you can. That's why like in music when somebody starts shitting on new artists and saying like the only GOATs were in 2000, like because
it's
like,
changing
because it changes. So like you can't like if I go back, I was listening to this fucking like this 80s song and the structure of the song was so crazy, but like it was a hit. And I was like that's a crazy structure. You know, like it was like 4-bar hook, 8-bar verse, 4-bar hook, 8-bar verse. And I was like, that songs aren't like that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and then I found out that the dude did all the voices in it. He produced it. Like, it was like, that was amazing. You know, like that might not work now, but that was amazing. It's still amazing. Like, you know, it's still a dope thing. So it's like, you got to let things live where they live. There's a term.
Especially with art.
Yeah, especially with art. There was a term, I can't remember what it was. I learned it in philosophy, but there's a term for like people judging in modern times things that happened before. Like you weren't around to experience why it was like that, but you're judging it based on your eyes now.
It's exactly like with sports.
Sport,
like, look at LeBron James and Michael Jordan. You're always, at least, you know, me being in sports and all my friends, they would say LeBron James, but then of course people who are older would probably say Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
But as a football fan, because I can speak on football, when you say like there's a greatest at certain things, it's because of that era.
Yeah.
Sport changes throughout the time, so it's like they're playing a different game pretty much.
Right.
So
Exactly.
with music, with media, art,
bro, like could you
it
imagine?
changes.
Could you imagine you took somebody from the fucking 80s? Could you imagine how Quincy Jones must have felt watching songs be like 5 minutes? Like fucking Queen made like could make like a 20-minute song. And now songs are 2 minutes. Like you know, like bro, like
Bro, Pink Floyd has a whole album where the first half is just fucking random noises.
I have that album.
Dark Side of the Moon.
But
I'm not gonna lie to you, I listened to it recently. I was like, why did I like this?
I still like it.
You know,
I just
that reminded me of the Temptations of that one song. it takes like 3 minutes to start.
Yes.
What was that song?
I know what you're talking about, but it's just like, bro, there's so many songs like that, bro. And it's just like there's so much shit like that with art. But we gotta wrap this shit up. Wes gotta drive back to Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
But so I want to close this off with a quote that I heard recently, and it touches on this subject. It was, art reaches its peak when it is devoid of self-consciousness, and freedom discovers man the moment he loses concern over the impact he's about to make. That was by Bruce Lee.
Rock on, brother.
There was a guy at my job getting real racist with this lady about Bruce Lee, but we won't end on that.
Let's say that's like crazy.
Nick, how do you get
See you, Space Cowboys, later.